YouTube, welcome back. As you guys know, I've got a brand new Patreon channel. Thank you to everyone who's joined. It's taking off, doing very well. You guys have some things to think about here. Iraq didn't do a budget last year. They haven't done a budget to date so far. And we're almost past the current budget fiscal period, which is April 1st. So, is the rate change going to roll into next year? Because the central bank made it very clear they can only do the rate change at the beginning of a budget fiscal period. Okay? So after April, guys, the next budget fiscal year would be April of, and if you guys want to think it's January, fine, think it's January. I don't care either way. But the next budget fiscal period after April of this year, guys, won't even occur until 2022. So is the rate change going to get pushed back into next year? You got some things to think about in your thoughts. So again, we answer all these questions on Patreon. So, and then Iraq's playing games with you. They put a lot of misleading information out. They say that Kurdistan and Baghdad have their differences resolved to be able to complete the budget. And then they come out telling you they have differences. Then they come out telling you they're going to actually complete the budget this Saturday. Then they come out telling you that, hey, our negotiations are going to roll into next week, suggesting to you that there's more delays and the budget's not going to get resolved, and it's going to get resolved and bumped into next week. The news is impossible to follow or understand. We answer all these questions on Patreon. All right, guys, let's look at it, and I will put a link below in this video for Patreon if you'd like to join. Looking at today's news, Al Fatah, we will not vote on the budget if the dollar exchange rate remains at 14.50. So this political group says that the dollar exchange that they're not even going to vote on the budget, suggesting they're going to further delay it if it remains at 14.50, guys. But yesterday I showed you articles where the CBI said, hey, no. It's going to remain at 14.50 because that's what we prefer. And the CBI is in charge and they actually call the shots. So will the rate change even occur? Okay. Are they going to adjust the exchange rate at all? Or are they going to leave it at 14.50? We answer all those questions on Patreon. We will oblige the government to restore the exchange rate, the dollar as it was previously. But again, guys, so here Parliament is saying they want to push the exchange rate. They want to get it back to 11.90. Okay, but again, the CBI said, nope, we're in charge, not you. Differences with Baghdad are minor and will be resolved before the date of the budget. Okay, here they're saying in this article that they'll have this thing resolved within hours. Okay, before next Saturday, right? But I showed you an article yesterday where they turned around and said, hey, no, negotiations are actually going into next week. So where does the truth lie? Are they going to have negotiations resolved within hours? Or will it go into next week and maybe are they going to kick the can even farther? You decide. The negotiation of the delegation of Kurdistan resumes its dialogue on the budget in an upcoming visit. Kurdistan Regional Government announced Tuesday that the negotiations of the delegation will return Baghdad soon. So here they're saying they're ready to implement one of two proposals that were agreed upon. So here they're telling you that they have an agreement on one of the proposals, but yesterday they came out telling you that the negotiations are going into next week. Where does the truth lie? You decide. If they relied, if you could, the justifications for raising the dollar's price is invalid. Guys, this article, we're not going to read it. It's a lengthy article. It's kind of like the UN's article from last Saturday that I read to you, where it tells you how the prices of consumer goods have drastically increased since they devalued the currency and how it's tremendously impacting the citizens. Mohammed Salah, Iraq has not reached the stage of inflation and prices have not risen. Well, okay. So, Mr. Mohammed Salah, You're telling us that the inflation is still okay and that the dollar exchange rate is reasonable in this article. Well, let's look at a graph chart. Let's see where Iraq's inflation currently is. In the past, I told you guys it was around, less than 0.5% at 0.04. Okay, just shy of 0.5%, close to 0.5%. Here's the latest data on Iraq's inflation. Okay, looking at the right edge, the third one over, which is negative 0.03. That's where it was right around November. Okay, so in November it was actually below 0%, in a very good range. Now move one more, second from the right edge. Second from the right edge, it's when they devalued the currency in December, guys, their inflation blew through the roof. It nailed 4%. Okay? Then once the citizens got used to working with the new rate, okay, and it kind of leveled off, and where it's at right now, it's at 0.9%. That's why in this previous article above, Mohammed Saleh is actually telling you that Iraq's inflation is right around it's within one decimal place. So he's telling you it's at about 1% in that article, okay? A sudden decrease in the exchange of the dollar in Baghdad. We don't need to read. They're just telling you the market value has decreased in the exchange rate of the dollar, okay? Kurdistan Democratic Bloc in the Iraq parliament is likely to pass the budget in the next session next Saturday. So they're actually telling you that they're likely to pass the budget next Saturday, but they've also recently shown you articles where they've kicked the budget can into next week with negotiations. Believe what you got to determine what's real news and what's fake in this. Why do they keep talking in circles to you guys? We answer those questions on Patreon. We are waiting for a bus scheduled during the comment period. We're not going to read this article, guys. There's nothing important of that or relevance at this point. This one right here, this just talks about everything going on in the country of Iraq, how COVID's impacted them, where they stand with ISIS, COVID-19, and just kind of everything, the Iraq, Kurdistan, energy, and what Biden's going to try to do for them going forward. So, as you guys see, Iraq is talking in circles to you. We cover all these bases on the Patreon side. We answer all your questions in great detail. Believe what's best for you. You guys take care and have a great day.